If you have a boat that stays in the water, eventually you're gonna have to deal with the problem of hull growth. And we currently have the worst case I have ever seen. You can always pay a diver to clean it, but this is my baby and she's my responsibility. And I'm cheap. So in this video, I'm taking this underwater scooter and turning it into a state-of-the-art boat hull scraping machine. Complete with 20,000 lumens of waterproof illumination.
Oh, it's so bright.
Oh god! Up to 4 miles per hour of underwater propulsion. And we're gonna finish it off with an articulating 12-inch barnacle busting blade up front.
This is how you typically scrape the bottom of the boat. You gotta hold on somehow, and then you scrape like this. Little sections at a time, you get the barnacles off. What I wanna do is scrape entire sections at once. I wanna be able to scrape the boat like this. Entire sections at once. Like, and just go back and forth. Kind of like a snowplow. But in order to do that, we're gonna need propulsion. Not used to that bimini yet. It's new. It's not fully installed. We just got it. For propulsion, we're gonna use this underwater scooter by a company called Subaru.
It's called the Mix Pro.
It's got 2 jets, one on either side, which makes it a little bit easier to maneuver, which we'll need under the boat. The plus side is after I'm done cleaning the boat with this thing, we can disassemble it all and still use it for scuba diving and exploration, and also the kids can play with it in the pool and, you know, while they're snorkeling and stuff. Life as a dad is all about collecting things that you can use to keep the kids busy.
I went with the Mix Pro because it's lightweight and easy to maneuver. There's faster scooters out there, but they're way heavier, and I'll already be adding a bunch of weight with all the mods we have planned. Plus, I wanted something the kids can easily handle without having to worry about them dropping it into the ocean like they do with everything else that's expensive.
Check that out. Came with a smartphone mount. That's kind of cool. I've got a 122 watt-hour battery. Let's get this installed. And then we've got this. Looks like it's a floater. I guess it gives you a little bit more buoyancy when you're not too deep, because it says you use this only up to 5 meters deep. Just tell me how to turn it on. Press the left and right start buttons at the same time to operate. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. This is gonna be our canvas. We're gonna put lights all the way across the top, a couple of far shooting lights across the bottom. We're gonna get some mounts for a scraper that somehow connect to my arms.
The battery only takes 2 hours to charge. I actually read the manual. So we have exactly 2 hours to figure out how to mount 7 dive lights on this puppy, because then we're jumping in the water to inspect these hulls and see just how much growth we've gotten in the past 2 years. Check that, 3 years, but that's not important right now. The lights are important. But let me show you these lights. I think you're gonna like these lights.
So I just went through this entire unboxing, this epic unboxing, and I didn't press record. This is the aftermath, but oh gosh. All right, we're gonna redo it. Let's redo it. How did it go in the box? I destroyed the box. So for illumination, we're gonna be using a couple of different types of dive lights because everything needs to stay waterproof for a pretty long time.
More importantly, I want to use this scooter for exploration dives one day. So we need to be able to light up things that are close and far. We've got 5 of these Ace Beam D20s with 2200 lumens. They're short throw and will light up everything close up. For long range, we're using 2 Ace Beam D30s, which have a 5-degree beam and can reach almost a mile on land. Since the light is so concentrated, they're rated at 5,600 lumens. With their powers combined, we have 22,200 lumens of illuminating goodness.
Some might say that this is too many lights, but I say if 1 dive light helps you see good,
then 7 dive lights must make you see gooder. All of these lights use the same battery. It's a rechargeable 21700 lithium ion. It's the same exact cells that are in a Tesla, except a car needs 4400 of them. Also, these are USB rechargeable, which means you can plug directly into the side of the battery and charge them up in a couple of hours. Which technically means if you had 4400 USB cables and had a Tesla that could receive all those plugs,
look at this, turning into a wall of cables.
You could fully charge that in 2 hours.
While these guys are charging, I'm gonna figure out how to mount them to the Sublue scooter.
Over the years, I've collected quite a few GoPros, and they all came with these mounts, which I just stashed in a Ziploc and never thought about again. But today, we are putting them to use. They come with this super sticky 3M VHB tape on them. VHB sounds technical, but it literally stands for very high bond. Like super duper sticky, except for it would not stick to the plastic on the Sublue no matter what I tried. So some plastics have low surface energy, which means adhesives will not stick to them. Think of like cutting board material. You can increase the surface energy by flame treating it.
How do you take it off if it catches on fire?
I will blow very hard, and we have a fire extinguisher there, and there.
Except for we flame treated it and it didn't work.
Okay.
It's not sticking at all.
And we flame treated it even more to where it was bubbling a little bit, and the tape still just came off.
We are trying something else. I'm gonna go with epoxy.
I still flame treated it, but I roughed it up with some sandpaper and then basically glued these GoPro mounts to the top of the scooter.
It's not pretty, but it's on there. And I'm pretty sure it's not going anywhere.
Doesn't have to be pretty.
We have the long range flashlights mounted. I tried to put it like under here, but there was really not any good space to connect like a real mount. So we had to go with the primitive zip tie method. I got 3 zip ties, 150-pound brake strength zip ties on each side. And then I also put some VHB tape underneath the zip ties in strategic areas so the zip ties won't slip around.
Is this bad?
Yeah, you don't want to do that, buddy. Anything hurt?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, don't do that again, okay?
I also rolled up the edges of some VHB tape and put it in between the flashlight and the scooter so the flashlight would stay in place and not shift around. For the small lights, I found this generic mount on Amazon that fits right into the GoPro adapter, and it uses a rubber strap to secure the light.
What happens if you turn all the lights on?
Oh, we're about to find out, son. Is it bright? Here.
Oh, it's so bright.
Oh God, this is exactly what I wanted. This is what I pictured in my head. It is like burning. I feel so much heat, and we're not even on full power.
For reference, you're supposed to clean your hulls every 3 to 4 weeks. We have not cleaned these hulls for 156 weeks. The underwater scooter was awesome. This is my first time using one, and it just feels so cool being able to go so fast without having to kick. And the lights were really bright, even though it was super cloudy down there. I can only imagine how epic it'll be in clear waters. There was an entire ecosystem growing on our boat, a forest of thick algae and barnacles. The sail drives were the worst. They were completely covered in barnacles. The propellers weren't bad, probably because I just installed them a few months ago. And the hulls, well, the outer hulls were just fully green all the way around. But interestingly, the inner hulls, they had a little less growth. I'm guessing because it gets a little less sun under there. Either way, I had a lot of scrubbing in my near future, so I had to figure out how to make some kind of scraper attachment, or it was gonna take forever to clean this boat. This scraper has to be an extension of me. I'm using wood because it's easy to work with, but if this actually works, I'll remake all of this in fiberglass. Guys, if you don't know already, I love zip ties, and I don't use them for just permanent stuff. I use zip ties every day. I use them instead of rubber bands, tape, twisty ties.
I have these loosely mounted because I actually want it to pivot. They're gonna be connected up front to a scraper, and then I want to be able to hold the handle and then also push down on my forearm right here to adjust where that scraper goes up front. Almost forgot eye protection. Whoa.
So dangerous.
Oh my God, that just smashed into my face. Wow, okay.
I am never gonna not wear eye protection again.
A boat hull scraper is usually rounded on the corners right here, so you don't gouge your hull and cut into the fiberglass.
Fun fact, brushed concrete is similar to 30 to 60 grit sandpaper, and I'm using it to remove all the burrs before I finish it off with some 150 grit. And I just saved 50 bucks and made my own giant boat scraper.
This is definitely not how you use a circular saw, but I am using it this way.
So I am attempting to freehand some dado cuts so we can make a slot for our boat scraper. Do they make dado blades for circular saws? Because that's not straight. What I really need is a vise. Yeah, we need a vise on this boat. Note to self, get a vise. But not a regular steel one, we need a stainless steel one so it doesn't rust. Does that even exist?
I'm surgical with this bit.
Now I get a slightly larger bit and drill out the top piece of the slot so the screws only bite on the bottom part of the slot and don't get hung up on the top piece. I need the slot to actually squeeze against the scraper because we're going to be putting a lot of pressure on it. And the final touch is these two zip ties to keep the handle centered so the scraper doesn't pivot when we hit a barnacle.
All right, I think we have it done. This is a illuminated, propelled boat hull scraper.
Tomorrow we're gonna take this boat out, find a beach anchor, and scrape these hulls. But tonight,
Let's go test it out at the pool where we can actually see in the water.
Kids today are so lucky. I wanted one of these so bad when I was younger, and now my kids get one without even asking for it because I'm still trying to live out my childhood fantasies. If you're looking for the ultimate kid present, or dad present for that matter, the Mix Pro is 15% off on Amazon right now and on Sublu's Shopify store. But you can save another 15% extra on top of that if you use the code DAVIDSHE without the H at the end at the link below. After the swim workout, I had an idea, and I promise it'll make sense in a second. I don't know what to call these things, but they're gonna help me lift up on the back of the scraper arm to push the front of the blade down, and also push down on the back of the scraper arm to pull the blade up. All of this is still theoretical at this point, and I have no idea if it's gonna work, but we're about to go find out right now. If you guys enjoyed this video so far, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It's a great way to support our channel and tell YouTube you like our videos and to show you more of them. Also, because I'm gonna be making a lot more build videos just like this. I'm lining up along the side of the hull here, just under the waterline, and we are scraping. This thing actually works. It is kind of gross though, because you're constantly swimming into the nasty stuff you're scraping off of the hulls. The two lower flashlights kept bumping against the hulls, so I think for version 2.0 we'll put some kind of roller there instead.
It works!
In the end, it was too hard to see in that murky water, so our hulls are still dirty. But the kids finally got a turn. Here's my son underwater scootering from the boat all the way to the beach. Once we find some clear waters, we will finish scraping these hulls.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday!